Tarumbeta italia katika anga.
Like this. That is how the trumpet will sound.
Kila kitu.
Hata ya Safaricom kuna 3 billion tunalipa.
You see, kwanza mungejua, you've done well, you've mentioned Safaricom. Mungejua venye mumechezwa. Oh my goodness. It's a brazen game on its own level. Okay, who is the chairman of Safaricom? Jamaa anaitwa Adil Khawaja. Appointed in 2023, immediately Ruto became president.
Okay.
What's the relationship between Khawaja and Ruto?
Oni wanafanya sharp pamoja masie.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Huyo Adil Khawaja, he's a managing partner in a law firm called Denton's HHM.
Hapo pia ndio mtoi wa Ruto yuko ama?
Mtoi wa Ruto ana work kwa hiyo law firm as an advocate. Ruto, Nick Ruto. Hiyo law firm ndio inalipwa 3 billion in legal fees kuuza Safaricom.
Oh, ni hiyo law firm?
Kwani ni gani?
Azimi ko nafikiria, when I had kuna consultants, I thought it's a lot of consultants. It's not a law firm. It's like maybe Ian Diongo, he's a specialist in Safaricom shares. Then maybe kuna mse mwingine ule ni Safaricom in Vodacom.
You see, consultants is usually done by mostly law firms. Then there is this Denton, there's another one called Kaplan. There are 3 major law firms that are usually contracted by Safaricom.
Yes.
And all these law firms are tied to the chairman of the board, Adil Khawaja. And all the 3 law firms somehow are turned to the president. So look at Adani. The legal representative of Adani Airport Holdings in Kenya is Denton's HHM, managing partner akiwa ni Adil Khawaja. In the Adani deal, it was Adil Khawaja that was orchestrating the deal. In the Shah deal, it was Adil Khawaja that was paid 6 billion legal fees.
Like if you go to the Nation, kuna Adil Arshad Khawaja.
Yes.
President Ruto's Mr. Fix-It.
Yes, he's the economic terrorist for President Ruto.
And links to Adani Group. So I didn't know. Then iko hapa ni until recently mostly known for his legal practice and chairmanship of the Safaricom board of directors. Yes. That's the funny thing. I had not connected because I think we talked about history Adil Khawaja when we were talking about your stories Adani. But I had not connected the Safaricom sale
And Adani.
to him.
So you people need to connect 3 things.
Damn, man. This country.
Adani, Shah, Safaricom. What was the role of Safaricom in Shah? Provision of data. Through which law firm? Denton's HHM. Who is the chairman of Safaricom? Adil Khawaja. Who is the managing partner of Denton's? Adil Khawaja. Who is the chairman of Shah? Jayesh Saini. What is the relationship of Jayesh Saini with Adil Khawaja and Ruto? Jayesh Saini owns a hospital called HM Fertilities, where Adil Khawaja is the director.
So when Ruto is thinking of a deal,
wamekuwa kiongea juu ya regulating social media, so wacha tuseme tu disclaimer, these are not the views of these are the views of Sifuna wa Safina. Damn, okay.
This is something they can't fight. No, information is there. It's only that people have not looked for it.
you've not connected the dots.
I've been talking about, hata nikisikia nani akiongea anaitwa nani Dindi Nyoro akiongea, somehow I forgot, because I remember when the whole Adani thing was happening, I did a few reaction videos, and one of the reaction videos of course ilikuwa akina David Ndi the wife, Jayesh Saini tulibonga juu yake, Adil tulibonga juu yake, tukaongea juu ya the sons, the president's son. But somehow I don't know how the human brain works. History of Safaricom, I forgot about Adil kabisa.
You see, when Kenyans connect Adil in all 3 things, Adani, Shah, Safaricom, and when they know his role in the current sale of Safaricom, I swear finance bill itakuwa kionjo. Because this is it. He's the chair of the board of managers at Safaricom. The government is selling 15% of its shares to Vodafone. Vodafone currently owns 15%.
Yes.
So when you add them 15, it owns 55%. According to company law, the largest shareholder...
They presently own 40% or 15.
35.
35, is it 35 or 15?
Wacha tuangalie.
So, according to company law, the shareholder is the decision maker. So if you own 50%, you literally own the farm.
Yeah.
And the decision maker is in the board, the chairman. So they can decide anything.
Yes.
They can decide that no, let transaction cost go up by 5 shillings.
Okay, so inakuwa ni Vodacom Group is set to own a 55% controlling stake
Controlling stake
in Safaricom from its previous 35% holding. Yes. This follows a deal where Vodacom acquired 15% from the government of Kenya and 5% from Vodafone. The remaining ownership consists of the Kenya government, 20%, and public investors, 25%. So yes, this is going to hata kuna nini Vodafone to gain control of and fully consolidate Safaricom. This was even on Vodafone.com itself. So I guess this is the reason why they are not trying to do this thing competitively. And the reason they are not trying to do it competitively is because there are deals. The Safaricom deal is going to benefit the Adils and the whatever Rutos of this world. Otherwise, they'd not be in a hurry. I love Pia giving such a 55% of a company that literally controls the Kenyan economy. Because if M-Pesa is to collapse today, you understand how much damage can happen. And this is now a foreign entity is going to literally control the economy yetu.
When they own Safaricom, they have express access to who you call mostly, Safaricom knows.
Yes.
Who do you send money to? Your cash flow, where do you get money from? Again, where are you?
Because if you look at the next phase of, broadening the tax base, we had, is it Jacob or something?
Julian Samboko.
And we were asking him, so far, there's no law permitting, there's no the Data Privacy Act on accessing your M-Pesa statements. But now, since umeongea hivi, I'm there okay.
You see,
so if they own the majority shares there, what's going to stop them?
What is going to stop them? And again, it's about the elections. In the next, what is the role of Safaricom in the elections? Transmission of results. You are dependent on its data, its internet provision. They provide TSP addresses to the election servers. These are the people who are actually in charge of everything. So, on the day of election, if Safaricom decides to shut down internet through the board of managers led by Adil, doing it for Ruto, what will you do?
Hakuna.
It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
Umecheki saizi vile wametoka kusema they also saying now for watu wako na Starlink lazima tuende tupatiane all our data like our
physical
ID
address
numbers whatever otherwise you'll be disconnected in April unacheki so this also means that Starlink pia itakuwa shut down. Najua kuna time kwa nafikiri ati Starlink hezi kuwa shut down. But you see Starlink has saizi siko na nini kwa ground hapa Kenya. So hizo zitashutiwa tu down. Najua. So whatever man, it's interesting. Next year I think it's going to be very good lessons.
All out war because President Ruto, when you look at what has happened in Uganda and Tanzania. He wants to play the same game. When he senses that he will not win, he wants to, you can't see how elections are being transmitted. You can't access internet. Remember, they are talking about banning TikTok.
Mm.
That's where mobilization of the young people is done. So they will literally be holding you by your nose. You can't breathe.
And by your nuts also.
Yes.
Finger.
So Kenyans are busy talking about issues that do not concern them. That's why I keep on telling Kenyans, please focus. Focus, bwana. I have no problem with Rigiji quarreling with Kanja. They are village mates. Wanaweza itana madhira waongelee huko. No. I have a problem with you selling Safaricom. That's why the parliament will be voting on this issue on 26th.
Yeah, parliament.
Yes.
Yeah, Safaricom.
Yes.
It's not a done deal.
It's not done.
But of course, they do what Ruto wants them to do. They might as well.
That is why we need to cancel them on the ground.
They might as well walk naked. If Ruto told them to walk naked right now,
they are affordable members of parliament.
Yeah, I don't think they'll. They
so we want to know the affordable member of parliament who will vote for sale of Safaricom. And once we look at the person who has voted for the sale of Safaricom, we now look back. Did you vote for the finance bill? Say yes. Have you been showing opulence? Yes. What were your remarks about the government abducting young people? Once we contain that data, we know what to do with you at the ballot.
But they also don't they see this as a tool for vote manipulation?
They see,
if the long run is going to affect the transmission of votes.
Yeah.
They don't. Why this is giving them a lifeline, because even without the sale of Safaricom, a lot of MPs are not going to come back in the next parliament. But now this is giving them a lifeline. So wakiona Ruto pale ni appetite. Like we can't wait for 26.
You see, President Ruto understands how our members of parliament behaves. So out of the sale of Safaricom, they are going to get around 400 billion. You only give parliament 45 billion.
So unasema hii 245 ni ile iko on paper. There's extra that they're keeping, ama?
Yes. Unapatia tu parliament 45 billion out of what you've
got. Unasema si kwa paper anatuambia ni 245 billion. That's what Kenya is going to benefit, yes? And out of this 245, I think we are paying 3 billion kwa consultants. Alafu tunabaki na 242 as a country. But you are talking about 400. So you're saying they are selling it at the right price. Vile nani amekuwa kiscream, anaitwa nani? Dede si amekuwa kiscream, it should be sold at a higher price.
Dede Nyoro is talking about the value of the share.
Yes.
I think Dede Nyoro has not seen the sovereignty part of it. That it's a strategic asset. Actually, selling Safaricom amounts to security breach. But it's 400 because of the LPO, both Safaricom and KPC, Kenya Pipeline Corporation.
Okay.
So once you formalize all those two sales, you only give Parliament 45 billion. When you do your mathematics, every member of Parliament goes home with 150 billion.
Million.
150 million. When you have 150 million as a member of parliament, you can out-campaign anyone. You can use 70 million to come back to the house.
And then steal it back.
Because
CDF now is lawful.
Yes,
constitutional.
CDF now is there.
Yes.
And we are talking about PPPs and private and securitization. We are being told that PPP is a way of not borrowing for PPP is a way of not borrowing for development. But what is PPP? When we say that we want private-public partnership,
yes,
we want to build a road from here to Western. The public will give 45% of the project, and then the private will give 55%. Are we still not borrowing? Because the private will give in their money expecting return
With interest.
with interest. That's why Talanta Stadium is a good example. We have built a stadium using 44 billion. But it's a loan, right? How much are we going to pay? Interest alone on that loan is 100 billion. When you add the principal, we are going to pay 144 billion.
3 times.
3 times. It's one of the most expensive stadia in the world.
Yeah, more than Arsenal.
So if that is our idea of development, it's okay.
Lakini pia what does this say about the presidency? Because if you had to go back to kuna ile time inasemekanaga one of the ways that Raila betrayed Kenya was, remember he used to fight for the parliamentary system of governance. Then to go back to the presidential system. Shida, the presidential system, it gives these people so much power. Because now try and imagine this one guy is going to sell Safaricom, selling Kenya Pipeline. Which Kenya Pipeline, Uganda will have a bigger stake than Kenya.
You see?
And this can literally lead to war katikati ya Uganda na Kenya.
Okay. Why
Like,
should
he's so
oil
reckless.
that passes through Kenya be owned by Uganda? When did we become so low that Uganda can buy things that we own?
They are going to own, like, I think Uganda it own 35%, Kenya it own 30%.
Of Kenya
This
Pipeline.
guy,
Yes.
this guy is doing some crazy
You
stuff.
see, the president is not powerful. People are ignorant. Ignorance of the people gives politicians immense power. Because my uncle in the village, does he know what the senator should do? Does my uncle in Kisuluni know that a senator cannot build a road? Does he know that a senator has no kitty to his office? Does he know to differentiate between a senator and a member of parliament? Does he know the things the president should do and shouldn't? That information, when it's taken away from the people, you are literally taking away their power. But people are powerful. Even the Constitution says that the sovereign power belongs to the people. But if you do not know that you have the power, it's like you don't have it.
Konene, najua mwaka ni mpya lakini injili ni ile ile lemfi. So kama uko US, uko UK, uko Canada ama uko the UAE na unatry kutuma do Kenya, baki umechangamka, ingia lemfi, utabaki umepata the most competitive rates. Lakini apart from that, on your first transaction ya $100 or more, utapata $20 sign up reward. So unangoja nini? Baki umechangamka, chap chap, ingia lemfi. Lemfi, international payments for everyone. Konene.
So the president, and one thing that amazes me with Ruto is he's one of the luckiest people. He was born in a village with nothing, went to school barefoot, the way he said it. But somehow he is president. I think he should be one of the most grateful and satisfied people. But he amazes me with his appetite for nearly everything. The guy wants to own everything. You remember kulikuwa na tetesi kwamba amenunua shamba Zambia, amepanda mahindi. You remember that story?
Yes.
And now, do you remember just the other day the government buying maize from Zambia?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
So are you joining the dots?
Shit, man. Okay.
Someone wants you to be his customer in everything. Wants to own Safaricom, to own your communication, data, browsing, everything.
Hiyo vitu imenikumbusha, was it yesterday cause kuna hizi vitu hizo tumika kudistract watu. I think it was yesterday when his son had called one of these content creators to go and clean his 2 cars. Na ilikuwa hizo nini, ilikuwa si Maybach, ilikuwa G-Wagons 2. G-Wagon za George Ruto si G-Wagon kama ya the average Kenyan, an 80-year-old G-Wagon. That's a brand new G-Wagon. A brand new G-Wagon, by the time inaingia Kenya, we are talking of close to 100 million shillings because you know we overtax stuff. Of course, if he does not pay the tax, which is against the law, that can also happen where he won't pay the tax, but itaingia. But those 2 cars would be at least 100 million shillings. So he's also not taking an average. He has to take
the best, the
top trim. And you look at all this and you're wondering, where is all this money coming from? Then you start connecting the dots. Like when the father just wakes up and says, I'm going to pay these 2 boxers 2 million anawatolea alafu nenda kuchukua 2 million niongeze ninunue nazo tickets, that's 4 million. Looks like very little money, but sisi tukipatiwa 4 million saizi hapa, this life changing money, you know.
It's a life changing.
Then tutoke hapo
tunachange asira.
Yes, hii wiki akasema anabaia akina useful idiot tickets za kuenda
fully expensed.
Yes.
Kumbuka
Masagara. Majuzi I think alikuwa was in a church where he promised kupatiana 50 million. I remember it was a ridiculous figure, 50 million. Kumbuka alikuwa amebonga juu 2 billion ya kutengeneza church. And you're wondering, where is all this money coming from? Then unasikia sale of maize, unasikia Kenya Pipeline, unasikia Safaricom, unasikia
3 billion,
and you notice it's our money. It's our money. He's so arrogant that because the same way anaiba na anafanya hii ujinga is the same way another president will come. So now the only thing that can save him is a life presidency. And that's why when people downplay the fact that he's trying to be a life president, nonagatu akiwa jinga because afanyi hizi vitu zote akifikiria someone else would come in and want to take back some of these things, najua. So he might actually be serious na history a life president. When you hear him, we'll be a first world country, I have a 30-year plan. He has a 30-year plan. He's trying to stay in power for as long as possible because a lot of crimes that he's committing are just ridiculous. Because ukiniambia story ya Zambia ya mahindi, they're like, damn.
Because the first sign, as in yenye watu walikuwa najua he's not going anywhere, where we should have seen, I think it's a year ago. That was in March. There was this Dutch whatever king alikuwa amekaa hapa. Tulikuwa tumefika hizo area za State House, mimi na mwafu. Kulikuwa na renovations like, you know, pale I think by 8 kulikuwa na like 100 Chinese guys going in. Whatever they were building at a sijui. But sasa now the renovation ya State House was ongoing, of which we weren't allowed to record. But we were there asking ourselves, coming back, like, who would do such a thing only to serve for 2 years? To stay there for 2 years?
To him, it's not actually staying. To him is what he's getting out of the renovation. You know, the guy loves money with all his life. Ukimwambia nataka kupatia 200 billion, nikupatie in installments ama yote sahi, leta sahi yote. You remember?
Yes.
Wakipanda mahindi Galana Kulalu, they post pictures as it's growing, as they sprinkle maji. Do they record when they are harvesting? Do they? They don't.
Harvest time.
They will only record the next season of planting. So after hii mahindi kuvunwa na everything that is planted in Galana Kulalu, where does it go? Does it mean someone is using public money to do farming on public land to benefit himself?
Damn.
These are things we should be thinking. And when you start seeing Ruto from that lens, the word two-term becomes like mwarubaini.
Kusapa, kuna hii like
unasikia umuume na shingo umuume.
Yeah, ni Greenpeace, Greenpeace wakameka leasing land to grow maize in Zambia. Then ikakwa a slap on Kenyan farmers' face. So this was on 11th of April 2023. Just after he was in power for less than 6 months by the time he's making this thing. Around 6 months. Let's say his 7th month, yes? So ikakwa ni, despite growing concerns raised by industry players over the move by Kenya's Ministry of Agriculture to grow maize in Zambia, Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi has formally made known his ministry's intention to continue with the plan to secure 20,000 hectares of land for large-scale growing of maize in the Southern African nation. So wana tuambia that all this was not Kenya. This was more of Ruto growing maize in Zambia.
Yes.
And then now, the newest headline juu ya stories za Zambia ilikuwa ni tuna import, anaitwa nani? CS Mutahi Kagwe. Kulikuwa na hiyo story yake that we are importing maize from
We are
Zambia.
importing
Ilikuwa-
our maize.
This was 5 days ago.
We are buying back our maize.
5 days ago, CS Cargo secures 1 million bags of maize from Zambia as unga prices hit 160. Then Zambia to supply 1 million bags of maize to Kenya. And you wonder why the son is driving...
That's amazing.
The son is driving a what?
A
G-Wagon, and the
G-Wagon.
daughter is driving a Bentley. This is where that shit comes
To
from.
see,
It's coming from you. The government
need
is
to
a
also
business.
think.
It's not service.
how does this
It's
guy
a business.
behave? How does he roll? He puts people in offices they are not qualified to be.
Yes.
How did Mythical Inturi become CS for agriculture? Charges of had to be dropped. To be literally dropped
Yes.
so that he can be appointed. So if you are in office where charges of rape had to be dropped for you to get the position, can you really ask questions?
Without lazima drop you attitude without prejudice. Inaonyesha ni case that can be reopened.
Yes. So it's
Acha kuna
like
kugana ile imedrop you, it can't be reopened. Here Ruto I think inachagona it can be reopened.
And I think alikuwa nini anatafuta mse anaweza na JC Farmer.
yes.
Yeah.
you
Damn.
stopping people. Can you the farmers? So in 2023 we leased land in Zambia to plant maize. In 2026 we are importing maize from Zambia. So hata kama we ni mjinga
Damn, lakini kitu moja
Kai.
you have to give it to him. He knows how to play. Because hata jana, like on Tuesday, I heard him say something very interesting. He said, we are still building this world-class airport. And people won't connect the dots. He world-class, he's still going to do his
Is it-
Adani
is it
type
Adani?
deal. His Adani type deal is still
let me-
happening.
He doesn't
Sure.
give up. The reason why I'm saying that is Nani.
But I want to...
Ndio ana hizo
He's good.
masiwa lines zinajenga. Tutahara yuga.
Yeah.
The problem is the guy, like Kenya Airways,
Yes.
I am told, I am not sure of this, but given to other things that I am sure of, this could be true. Someone bought 16 Boeings. Is it 16? 16 Boeings. Not 16, 7.
Yes.
You know, one Boeing is 16 million.
$16 million, I'm assuming.
Yeah, $16 million, I think. One Boeing, 707, something like that. I'm not an expert in
I don't
it.
know how much that is. Yes.
7 Boeing.
He's an expert in numbers.
Yeah. So, kuna mtu alinunua Boeing 7 na akapick all the lucrative destinations from JKIA. You cannot leave JKIA to Heathrow in London in another plane apart from his.
Okay, but Boeing ni expensive kabisa. A Boeing 737 ni $89.1 million, which of course, considering how much they're stealing, they can. Because
They can buy these things.
They've stolen over $1 billion. So 89, then a Boeing 737 MAX ni 121. The most expensive ni Boeing 777, then mwisho 9. You ina come to
Wewe nikuulize,
442.
ili ujue wameiba
442.
pesa ngapi. Ruto amekopa pesa ngapi tangu aingie kwa kiti? 3.5 trillion. Which means every year he's borrowing
1 trillion. 1 point something.
1.15 trillion.
Hata yeke 1 trillion. Yes.
Then out of the 1 trillion he borrowing every year, 80% is fake. So the money we are being told we pay debt is fake. Is money being funneled somewhere. So this is theft in trillions. So someone like that, can he fail to buy a Boeing? Remember, 7 months after Mbadi became CS for Treasury, Auditor General alikuja akasema 1.3 trillion had been illegally withdrawn from the consolidated fund. 7 months, and the Auditor General was very clear that the money had been withdrawn for a period of 7 months. Which means, Mbadi being an expert, he helped in the highest. a good minister should tell us where is the money. So these 7 Boeings that I'm told have picked all the lucrative destinations.
Most trafficked
Yes,
destinations.
London to Heathrow.
Nairobi to
JKIA to Heathrow in London. JKIA to Cape Town, South Africa. JKIA to JF Kennedy. JKIA to Dubai. So when you are told that Kenya Airways is busy, no. Remember, out of the fleet of around 40 planes, is it 40?
Yes.
13 have been grounded. Why? Spare parts and all that. These 13 had to be grounded so that the 7 can get a job. So, the person who wants to be the next president must be a very intentional person. That's why I'm saying, among all these people, the only person that can take this country back on track is Jimmy Wanjigi. Because clearly, these other people don't even know what the problem is. They think that Ruto is the problem. No, Ruto is not the problem. The problem is what Ruto has done. How do you deal with it? When Ruto goes home, how do you deal with affordable housing? Amezia jenga ziko hapa Muguru kwa njenga. What do you do with it? As a president, you have to tell us, what are you going to do with affordable housing? They are already built. And Ruto will go leaving others being built. So as you become president today, as Africa, what do you do with affordable housing? As Safina, we are saying, affordable housing zipewe vulnerable Kenyans. They were built with their money, taxes from the Kenyan people. They were built on a public land, which means they belong to the public. Give them to the vulnerable Kenyans, because they are not solving a housing problem. They are creating money for the few. It's a governance system where you make champagne for the few so that the rest cannot even get water to drink. So, the people who are saying they want to replace Ruto to be president, please have a very clear idea. And because Ruto knows the mess he has created, he's asking them, what is your agenda? He wants to know who can undo the mess he has done. And they don't see it.
Okay. So, your story is depressing. So